Tom and Sarah sat across from me in my office. They were in their late 50s, and Sarah was shaking as she handed me a folder. Inside was a simple will her father had paid $800 for 15 years ago. His attorney told him that it was all he needed. 3 months after he passed away, that $800 will had already cost the family over $400,000, and the bills were still coming in. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how a simple will can cost your family $1.5 million or more and what you should consider doing instead. Hi, I'm Chuck Roulet. I'm an estate and elder law planning attorney licensed in both Florida and Minnesota, and I've been practicing for almost 30 years. I've taught continuing education to attorneys and financial professionals around the world, including representatives from the Treasury Department, IRS, state revenue departments, and some of the world's largest banks and financial institutions. And I can tell you this. I see families devastated by simple wills, and it makes me angry because it doesn't have to be this way. So let me show you the real cost of a simple will, and it's way more than you think. Now, before we begin, if you haven't already, make sure to click the like and subscribe button so you'll be notified when I post new videos like this one. And be sure to share it with others who may find it helpful. If you have a question, post it in the comments below and I may answer it in an upcoming video. And if you stay until the end, I'll share some resources where you can discover more. So here are 5 hidden costs of wills you may not be aware of. Cost number 1 is the probate trap. Now, when you die with a will, absent something else, everything has to go through probate. That's a court process that can take 9 to 18 months or longer. And depending on the value of your home and savings in the state you live in, you could be looking at $20,000 or more in attorney's fees, court costs, and administrative expenses. But here's what most people don't know. If you own property in more than one state, you're going to need separate probate in each state. I recently worked with a family that had to open probate in 3 states after the passing of their father. They'd already spent over $50,000, spent 2 years, and they were still not done. And they were meeting with me because they were adamant that they didn't want their kids to have to deal with the same mess as something happened to them. Cost number 2 is the long-term care catastrophe. Now, again, here's what most people don't know. Medicare does not pay for long-term and nursing home care. So if you need a home health aide, assisted living, or a nursing home, you're paying out of pocket unless you qualify for Medicaid. And Medicaid has a 5-year look-back period. And current nursing home costs run $8,000 to $12,000 a month in Minnesota and $7,500 to $11,000 or more per month in Florida. So if you need 3 years of care, which is the average nursing home stay, that's $270,000 to $430,000 or more straight out of your life savings. Money that could have gone to your spouse or kids, gone. And if you try to protect your assets after you need care, well, Medicaid will penalize you for the transfer you made in the previous 5 years. A simple will does nothing to protect you from this. Cost number 3, lost asset protection for your kids. So let's say your estate survives probate and you didn't need nursing home care and your kids finally get their inheritance. Well, then your daughter gets divorced. Her ex-husband's attorney argues her inheritance is marital property and she loses half. Or your son gets sued, maybe a car accident, maybe a business deal that goes wrong. The creditor takes his inheritance. A client I worked with shared the story of a friend of hers. The father had left $600,000 to 3 children through a will. Within 5 years, one child lost $200,000 in a divorce, another lost $150,000 to a lawsuit, and the third made poor investments and lost $100,000. Only $150,000 remained of that $600,000. A simple will offers 0 asset protection for your children. Cost number 4 is unnecessary taxes. Without proper planning, your family could face capital gains taxes of 15 to 20%. Estate taxes. Minnesota starts at $3 million. The federal exemption could be lowered by a future administration. Massive income tax bills on retirement accounts. And many of these taxes can be reduced or eliminated with proper planning. But a simple will, it does nothing. So let's add it up for a typical family with a $1.2 million estate. Well, probate, $20,000 or more. Nursing home spend down, $270,000 to $400,000 or more. Lost asset protection, $200,000, $400,000 or more. Unnecessary taxes, $100,000 or more. Property costs during probate, $15,000 to $30,000. Lost investment growth, $50,000 or more. That's $600,000 to over $1.3 million in direct costs. Add in opportunity costs, family conflict, and delays, well, you're easily at 1.5 million or more, all from that simple $800 will. Now let's look at cost number 5. This is conflict and opportunity costs. Let's discuss opportunity cost. While your estate sits frozen in probate for many months or even many years, your family can't do it. It can't invest or use those assets. And in a growing market, that's potentially thousands or even tens of thousands in lost growth. Family conflict. When things go wrong, families fight. Contested probate cases can cost $100,000 or more in additional legal fees. Stress and time. Your children taking time off of work, traveling for court dates, dealing with the emotional toll. While this isn't a direct dollar cost, it's real and it's devastating. Now let's talk about inflation and rising costs. If probate drags on for years, and trust me, I've seen it happen, costs keep rising. Now you might be wondering, if simple wills are so bad, why do attorneys keep recommending them? Well, there's really 5 reasons. 1, many don't know better. They learned basic wills in law school and never went further. 2, many don't actually practice elder law, so they don't know how to protect assets from nursing home costs. 3, some attorneys make their actual money on probate. That $1,500 will turns into $10,000, $20,000 or more in probate fees later. 4, they're not as experienced with complex planning. And 5, your plan might be 10 or 20 years old. Laws change, life changes. So even if you worked with a great attorney 10 or 20 years ago, the laws have changed. Your life has changed. Your estate has grown. Your kids have grown and their situations have changed. So what should you consider doing instead? Well, for most families, a properly designed trust and additional planning that can avoid probate. Do planning to protect your home and savings from long-term care and nursing home costs. Protect what you leave your kids from divorce and creditors. Minimize or eliminate taxes. And make sure it works if you become incapacitated. It's not complicated, it's just specialized, and it works. I had clients with a $1.8 million estate. They had a home in Minnesota and Florida, plus a rental property in Wisconsin. Their simple will would have been a disaster. So instead, we set up a proper trust plan with asset protection. When they passed, their children received their inheritance protected from probate, creditors, and their own divorces. We saved that family over $800,000 compared to what would have happened with simple wills. Look, every day you wait is another day your family is at risk. If you become incapacitated tomorrow, is your family protected? If you need nursing home care next year, is your home safe? If you pass away, will your family face probate in multiple states? If you would like to discover more or to schedule a consultation to discuss your own planning, visit our website at roulettelaw.com. We have offices in both Minnesota and Florida. Second, join us in my upcoming free masterclass where I'll reveal the strategies I use with my private clients and their families. We help them avoid probate, save on taxes, and protect the money they leave for their kids in the event they get divorced, and much more. You can sign up by clicking the link in the description below. Third, if you want to learn more about how to protect your home and life savings from long-term care and nursing home costs, grab your free copy of my book, Save Our Home: How to Protect Your Home and Life Savings from Long-Term Care and Nursing Home Costs, by clicking the link in the description below. That simple will sitting in your drawer right now, the one that cost you $500 or $800 or maybe $1,500, well, it might be the most expensive document you ever sign. Not because of what you paid for it, but because of what it's going to cost your family when you're gone. Don't let that simple will become your family's $1.5 million mistake. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this and share it with someone who needs to see it. Drop your questions in the comments. I may answer yours in an upcoming video. I hope you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video on the masterclass. Be well.